Hello, my name's Stephanie Weightman, and I'm going to show you how to use the fabulous things that you've just bought. I've taken my sheet of ornamental cuts and just pushed out all the little hearts, and I've saved them in a bowl because I'm going to use those to make one of these pretty little rosebuds that you can see here. So I'm going to show you how easy these are first of all. Pop that one down. And I'm going to pick, you've got two different sizes of hearts, so I'm going to pick one of the larger sizes. And I've got a little pair of tweezers. I'm using the tweezers just to make it easy so that my fingers don't get in the way when I show you how to just curl it so that you get this sort of like little cone shape that we've got there. The next thing that I need to do is to get a glue dot. So I'm just going to take individual glue dots and I'm going to wrap it around the base of this little cone that I've just made, like that. Got a little bit of gilding cream or gilding flake on my fingers still. So I'm just going to, again, wrap this one around. And so what's happening each time I wrap them is that the bud's going to get slightly more and more open. And I'm going opposites to start with. So if I've gone this side for this first petal, I'm going to go the other side the second petal. Just pop that one. Glue dot in place, wrap it round. As it gets a little bit bigger, it does get a little bit easier. And so then place that on and just wrap it round. Now I'm going to go to the side with my glue dot. So just going to go to the side there. And the glue dots are actually quite forgiving. They're really good once you pull the carrier tape away. It's got a little bit of static on it, but it's very, very easy to work with. And next little petal, round like that, and just pushed into position. So you can see how the bud's just starting to come together. So I've got another glue dot here, which I'll wrap around. And in fact, let's get that so that it's stuck. Whoops, one stuck to my finger. There we go. Let's release that. Can I have two dots here in one go? Yep, I have. There we go. Let's get those out. So, tuck that around. I think it works best if you sort of get 9 or 10 petals on, because as you see with this one, as I get wider around my little rose, I can start to pull those petals out. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So I'm actually taking the glue dots from the dispenser now as I go along because it is a little bit easier. And get that off with the static. It's a nice big heart. I have got two sizes here, so I'm using the larger of the two sizes. You can see the petals then starting to come down. And once more, again around the base. Lift that out, take off the backing, one of the hearts, position that in place and bring the petals down, and then two more and I think that should do it. So this one in place once more, peel back the glue dot, oops, go, stuck, and one of the larger of the hearts. So pop that in place, overlap it with the glue dot and bring back the edges. There you go. So there's my little rosebud that I've just made. So now we're ready to be able to assemble our card using our delicate die cuts. I've got my die cut sheet and I'm now going to fold that in half. So just going to line up the bottom. I like to use the edge of my fingernails to make sure it's all level and butted up, and then just run my fingers along the top, pressing firmly as I go. So there is the heart. Now with some of the designs they'll work portrait or landscape, but I particularly like this one. The quality of the cardstock means that even though it's a tent card, it will still also hold its shape, which I think's very important to share with you. Here's my little topper that I've got, and these are my little rosebuds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position my topper not in the centre but slightly to the side, and to make it easy, because it can be quite difficult to get the positioning of this, so I'm going to put some tape down two of the sides of the card. And I know what you'll be thinking, well, that tape's going to show through and it's going to make it sticky on the inside. Well, I'm going to share with you a little trick on just finishing off the design. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is take the back off. But I have already cut another plain piece of cardstock that's identical in size. And I'm going to open this up, position my design. As I said, I was going to bring it slightly over to one edge. Make sure that I've got it level, which I do believe that is. Then if I turn it over now, where it is still sticky, if I take this piece of cardstock, and I could put some more glue on it if I wanted to, I don't think it's necessary. If I press that down, not only does it mean it's really neat inside, but it also gives me somewhere to write. So that's the main body of the card. And now I'm going to take the little roses that I've made and just decorate the side of the card. So I'm going to use a couple of these little glue dots. I'm just going to place them down here so that they're already in position for the roses. And there's my second rose. It's going to sit there. And then I've made myself a little rosebud, but this one's been made by just using 3 or 4 of the hearts. So I haven't actually kept going round as I did with the rose. So just stop when you think your bud is big enough. You can see that looks quite pretty, but I think to finish it off, it needs some leaves. So to make my leaves, I'm going to take a few of the little hearts, and I've got some of them here, and I'm actually going to colour them with a pro marker. And I've chosen a colour that complements the topper that I've got. So I'm just going to go over these, and this is one of the beautiful things about the quality of these fabulous trellised embellishment die cuts that we've got. So I'm just going to do a few of these. I think I'm probably going to want about 5 little leaves and just a little bit more colour. As it dries, the colour evens out beautifully. So that should do it. Okay. And then with each of these, I'm just going to take a little glue dot and pop the edge of it on a dot, so it's just literally on the tip, and then tuck that coming out from behind my flower. So I'll do the same again, and do a few of these, and tuck that coming out from behind. Now let's just do, oops, my little glue dot's sticky. Do that one coming up from the bud there. Let's make sure that's stuck. Yep. I'm going to want just 2 more. I think we'll finish off the design. It's really interesting that we've been able to make our own embellishments just by using the waste from these lovely die cuts. So please don't throw anything away. Make sure you save it. And remember, the whole reason that they're white is so that we can create our own coloured designs. You can see there I've been able to create a fabulous little bouquet of flowers just by using the waste from my die cut sheet.